Welcome to the 16th episode of Generation Gap Book Reviews. I'm Christy the mom.
I'm Lena, the daughter.
Very excited about it, she is.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
In this episode, we're going to be reviewing the classic book, The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. And probably one of the simplest stories that we have, really. I read it when I was in 8th grade. I mean, pretty much most people probably read it in school. You also then read it in 8th grade.
Yeah.
You know how I remember that?
How?
Because it was in my blog post.
Okay. Because you read it when I read it.
I read it again when you read it, yes. And so I wrote about it in my blog. Moving on to the synopsis then. This book is for those of you who have been living under a rock all your lives or haven't gone through 8th grade or whatever grade you might read it in.
Third.
It's about a group of guys, teenage up through 20-something, I think, who are basically low social class in their town. I want to say Philadelphia, but I'm not sure if that's where they lived.
I have no idea. Probably.
No,
Maybe.
I think it was maybe somewhere in the south. I don't remember where they lived.
Texas, Tennessee, Carolina.
In some city. A pretty rural area that is definitely not like where we live, who are what they call greasers. They call themselves greasers because they put grease in their hair.
What? Wait, like car grease.
I hope not. And they tend to go up against, I don't know how to word it exactly.
The socials.
They're at odds often with what they call the socias, which is the rich people.
Socks.
No.
I don't know.
Socias. Because it's social.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes I read it as socks.
Because it's spelled SOCS, right? Those are the socias. Anyway, they're at odds a lot. They're like two rival gangs practically, causing a lot of problems for each other. And at the heart of the story is Ponyboy.
Ponyboy.
Who's like the youngest one of the greasers, basically. Yeah. Younger brother to two older ones too. Yeah. And Johnny, his best friend, who's also a younger one.
Yeah.
And bad things happen. Now, we're not going to spoil anything, but again, I pretty well assume that everybody probably knows what happens in this book.
But we're not going to spoil.
But we're not going to spoil anything, just in case you don't know.
It's like It's like when a book's been famous for so long, people just start spoiling things left and right.
Yeah.
That's what I hate.
But we're not about that.
Nah, we're chill people.
So Lena, what did you like about this book?
Real like friendships that like either are made or just kind of continue through everything, cause they lean on each other a lot. So I kind of liked that. Things that happen in the book. Yeah.
Things that happened you liked?
Yeah, there's a specific thing that I think I'm remembering. But
would it be a spoiler?
Yeah.
So you really liked the plot and the characters.
The plot was really good. Yeah.
Since those are two of the main foundations of a story, it's good that you liked them both.
Yeah. Plus, I like the historical aspect because it was like 19 somethings. What was it? 1960s?
50s or 60s. I don't remember for sure. Anything else?
I don't know. It was kind of like one of those books that I was like, I don't actually know where this is going at all. So I feel like that kind of not exactly thrilled me or kept me on my toes, but in the way of I want to know how this is gonna end because I don't know how it's gonna end. So yeah. What about you, Mother?
I liked the writing style. It was simple for what we consider a classic. It was not hard to read. I liked the characters, the characterization, the dynamics of that main group of characters, Ponyboy, Johnny, and then Ponyboy's brothers and all of that.
Like a Davis? No. Somebody with a D.
There were two people with a D.
Oh, never mind. I got it mixed. Okay, never mind. Wait, tell me. Who were the people with the D's?
There was Derry and Dally.
Okay.
I think it was one of them was Ponyboy's oldest brother, and I don't know for sure which one it was. One of them was, I think it was short for Dallas, and the other one was short for Darren. Yeah. See, I was thinking Darren was his brother.
Oh, I thought Derry was the other dude.
I don't remember.
I don't know anymore.
And then he had the middle brother that was Soda Pop.
Soda Pop. That's pretty common.
Yeah, Soda Pop's totally a common name. I can't remember if that was a nickname.
Name?
I don't remember.
His parents
I
were
think
like,
his no,
soda pop.
I think their parents were just kind of weird. I think that's what I think that at least Ponyboy. I think Ponyboy was really his name, and that's an odd name. I
Yeah,
feel like Soda Pop might have been a nickname, but I don't remember. I
I
know we
don't
just
remember
read
either.
it wasn't that long ago that we read it. I liked that even though I feel very far removed from the culture, and not just because of the fact that it took place in the '60s, but because we don't live in an urban area. We don't live in a place where there's this kind of social dynamic
Yeah.
that I still really felt for the Ponyboy and Johnny, especially the younger members of this group, and their like kind of no-win situation that they were in. I
You
also,
so like you kind of like the author did a good job at like sharing their like emotions and stuff. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, yeah, she definitely did. It's a she. I don't know if you knew that.
I knew that kinda.
Kinda.
I don't know.
I liked also the. I think that the kind of some of the themes in it are timeless. The things are bad everywhere as a sad commentary on life, but then the idea that people can strive to change their circumstances, like, all of that's still relevant now, even though this book was written a while ago and it took place even before that. So
Yeah.
it's in some ways it's a little depressing, but I think it's not intended to be depressing so much as give you hope, really. Is there anything you didn't like about this book?
I do remember Dally and Daller. Wait, Dally and
Dairy.
Dairy, whatever.
I think it's Dairy. I don't
I
know.
got him. I feel like I got him mixed up to like the end of the book.
Daryl. Not
Daryl.
Dar. I think I said Darren earlier. I don't know why. That's not even it. Darren is a name, I guess, but I think it was Daryl. But they
I
called
don't
him
know.
Derry or something. They were. I don't. That's something that is supposed to be a no-no for books, and yet people still get away with it sometimes. It was
Yeah.
very confusing. They were definitely very different characters, though,
Yep.
and that actually brings me to one of the main thing I didn't care for about this book, which was the one of the two that wasn't Ponyboy's older brother. I just did not like him. He was so
Oh.
just. He made me want to just kick him out of the group. I mean, I get it's a good thing that this group of guys, because of the fact that they all are from the same part of town and they all have up against the same difficult circumstances, they stick together. But sometimes I kind of just wish that they would kick out the really bad element in their group,
Oh yeah.
who caused all the problems.
Yes, sorry.
Whereas I really liked Ponyboy's family, like that they were in particular all stuck together and really cared about each other. And the older brother
That's
was
shocking.
the one who was like trying to take care of
Protective.
everything. Yeah, protective and trying to keep the family together and stuff.
That's kind of unusual. I feel like.
The older brother tries to take care of the family. Do you think older brothers
Oh,
don't try to take care of the family or protect them when when they're in a situation where they have to?
I don't know.
Because I don't were their parents around? I don't
I don't
really
think
remember their
so.
parents. I think that they were gone somehow.
Somehow, I don't know if we even know.
We probably did at some point. I don't remember now. Or maybe, you know what? I think it might have been that their mom was still around, but she worked like all the time or something like that.
Oh,
I don't know. I
I
shouldn't
have
say
no
things like this if I'm not sure.
idea.
Clearly, this book really stuck with us.
Oh
There's
yeah,
so many details we can't remember. And it was only about a year ago that we read it. I guess that's actually a little while for us.
that's actually very
Well,
long for me.
it was your idea to do the book review or to do
Shh,
the podcast episode
I
about it.
I get. I don't know. You were the one asking for like recommend like ideas to do podcast
Well,
episode.
yeah, but I didn't tell you to give me every single book, the books that we've both read.
I can't help you.
Oh well. What would you rate this book?
I mean, probably like a 4. It wasn't. I obviously didn't stick with me that well, but like it's a classic, and I did like it. So
I gave it 5 stars because I really, as much as I didn't like Derry slash Dally, whichever one was not the brother, um, I still liked the rest of the story, and I felt like S.E. Hinton did a good job putting it all together and bringing out the emotions and stuff. So I gave it 5. It's a classic.
who would you recommend it to? Haha, I gotta tell you, I got first.
Teenagers. I did yours because you usually do the age and not this.
Oh man.
The first time I read this book was in school, and unlike you, when I read books in I usually had to like analyze them to death. So I'm not a teacher, and I'm not a literary scholar or analyst or whatever. I have always felt like if you're making people analyze books who are not choosing to do it themselves. So, for example, middle schoolers and high schoolers, you
Mhm.
run the risk of them not liking the book. That being said, I think that this is a good book for middle schoolers and high schoolers to read. I just don't know that I would recommend making them analyze every subtext and theme and symbolism and stuff like I
Mm.
had to do. I don't remember it that well. I just know that's what I pretty much always had to do when I read books at that point, and that's what most
Mm.
people anyway. But I do think, I mean, I think it's a good the theme of us versus them, whatever the us and the them are, is very, very prevalent, even, prevalent probably in all of history.
Mhm.
I don't think I think it's a good thing to bring this to young people when their minds are still impressionable, because of the perspective that you get on it, and the perspective from the I don't want to be part of the us versus them.
Mhm.
So I would recommend it to pretty much anybody. I mean, I think middle school and up.
Mhm.
What about you?
I don't think I have anything to add. Honestly, you said so
See,
much.
that's why you should always go first.
Probably, it's true.
Not that
Um,
it's that probably big
there's a
big
movie.
Yes, there is a movie, and we did watch it. Some of these
We
older movies are a lot harder for us to find easily, so the
Yeah.
quality wasn't very good. But do you remember what you thought of the movie?
Um,
Has a lot of
it
famous people in
wasn't.
it. A lot of famous people in it. Not that you would know who, like hardly any of them are, but they can't hear your slow blinks.
she spoke over me. Sorry. I don't even know what you asked me anymore. What did you?
What do you remember? What you thought of it?
Oh, I mean, I don't think I thought it was bad, but like usually I prefer the book over the movie.
I think I kind of remember the movie being pretty close to the book. I don't really
Yeah.
remember feeling like there was a lot of stuff they added just for sensationalism or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was fine. It was good. It was a good enough movie.
Mhm.
I remember there being a few things that we were like, that's not how it happened, or at least that's not when that happened, or whatever. But overall, it wasn't bad.
There's always that in like anything,
I
any
think
movie, any book turned to movie.
I feel like there were a few points where it seemed like some of the actors didn't act super well. They were all Some of
Uh,
them were pretty young, and considering that they're more well known now, it's weird to me that they were but that might mean it's not the actors, it might be the directing or the editing or something
yeah.
that made it seem like they weren't doing a good job. But I may be nitpicking. I can remember the I think I can remember some of the movie better than I can remember some of the book. But anyway. Oh, do you remember there was one thing? Not going to say when it happened or what was going on when it happened, but do you remember like they all left the main family, Ponyboy and his family's house
Yeah.
to go somewhere, and they were
Mhm.
all doing like cartwheels and backflips
Oh.
and in the book, and it was like kind of a little strange that it was such a big deal that they were all doing these flips, and in the movie they like didn't do any of that.
Oh.
Right? I remember kind of
No,
being
I
like,
don't
what are
remember
they not
that.
doing all their fancy flips and
I
stuff?
don't remember that really. That's kind of interesting.
Well, I was hoping you would, because then I could be sure that I wasn't wrong
Hi,
about it.
that's correct. I knew. Yeah. Sorry. Um.
We're gonna get all sorts of emails about this one and be like people saying, "You have no idea what you're talking about. You need to rewatch that movie and reread that book. You got everything wrong."
Sorry, people.
They were in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it was set in 1965, even though it wasn't explicitly stated in the book.
Fun fact. We just knew that off the tops of our heads.
Don't give away our secrets. We're brilliant
We're
podcasters.
brilliant.
We know everything about everything. You
Yep.
think nobody else has to look stuff up and then come across like they knew it the whole time? Come on.
Hey, what a.
Anyway,
Ow.
I guess that's it for The Outsiders.
Stay cold, Pony Boy. Join us next time when we are going to be reviewing Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs.
Until next time, I'm Christy,
And I'm Lena.
and this is
Generation Gap Book Reviews.